Let's dive straight into this explainer on demystifying probiotics and the gut-brain axis, the ultimate playbook. Today, we're completely tearing down all that marketing hype and looking exclusively at what the latest biological, clinical, and nutritional research actually says about your gut health. We're going to transform you into a totally empowered consumer. You know that feeling when you're standing in the supplement aisle, just staring at rows and rows of bottles, feeling totally overwhelmed by the hype? Yeah, you are definitely not alone. Every single bottle promises a miracle, but the reality? A lot of us are frankly wasting our money, taking the wrong strains in the wrong formats for all the wrong reasons. 2,000. Let that sink in for a second. That staggering number represents the amount of different bacterial species living inside a healthy human gut ecosystem right now. I mean, you are basically a walking, talking ecosystem. We are talking about trillions of microorganisms here, outnumbering your own host cells by nearly 10-fold. So, what does this all mean? Well, welcome to the gut-brain axis. This is an absolutely incredible biological superhighway where trillions of microbes are communicating directly with your brain via the vagus nerve. It's honestly not just about digestion anymore. These microbes are actively producing neurotransmitters, they're impacting your stress hormones like cortisol, and directly influencing your immune system. What happens down in your gut literally dictates how your brain operates up top. Think of your gut lining like, say, a microscopic VIP club bouncer. Its entire job is to let the good stuff, the nutrients, through, while keeping the unwanted riffraff out. And when that microscopic security filter breaks down, well, chaos ensues. You've probably heard this referred to as leaky gut. Let's look at how this chaos actually spirals. When that gut barrier weakens, tiny food fragments or bacterial byproducts manage to slip right into your bloodstream. Your immune system immediately treats them as intruders, triggering this low-grade systemic inflammation. Those inflammatory signals are then sent straight up to the brain, which interprets them as stress. It's a cascade that clinical research directly links to a major increase in anxiety and mood disruption. Fermented foods versus supplements. So the really crucial question here is how we actively populate the gut to repair that barrier. Do we use food or do we rely on pills? On one side, we have nature's ancient powerhouses. Think things like sauerkraut, yogurt, and kefir. On the other side, we've got precision-engineered clinical supplements. One relies on centuries of human fermentation practices, while the other represents the absolute cutting edge of modern microbiome science. Both definitely have their place, but they work in entirely different ways. Get this. A mere 4 to 6 ounces of fermented vegetables can pack up to 10 trillion bacteria with incredible, wild diversity, along with natural bioactives like enzymes. Supplements, on the other hand, give you a much smaller but highly targeted dose. So foods offer this rich, natural variety, but the exact probiotic count can vary wildly. Supplements give you exact precision, but, as we'll see in a minute, they are highly sensitive to your stomach acid. Now, you've probably seen those flashy labels boasting 100 billion CFUs, right? It's a total marketing arms race that tricks us into thinking bigger is always better. It's honestly so easy to fall into the trap of just hunting for the biggest number on the shelf. The CFU myth. Let's bust an industry secret right here, right now. Having the highest colony-forming unit count absolutely does not automatically mean you're holding the best product. Clinical evidence actually shows that raw dosage doesn't dictate your results. Trials reveal that 10 to 30 billion CFUs are perfectly sufficient for your daily maintenance. You only really need those massive 50 to 100 billion doses for heavy-duty recoveries, like, say, after a harsh round of antibiotics. Using a massive dose for everyday maintenance is kind of like using a sledgehammer to hang a tiny picture frame. It isn't helping you more, it's just costing you a lot more money. Because, you see, dosage is really only half the story. Just think about it this way. A probiotic with a single strain is like a city of 60,000 people who literally all work as plumbers. Who's going to bake the bread? Who's going to fix the roads? Sending a massive army of bacteria is basically useless if they all only have one single skill. Which brings us to why strain diversity matters. Your gut is a complex, thriving ecosystem. It's definitely not a monoculture. Research shows that multi-strain probiotics offer a vastly broader range of benefits because the different strains actually work synergistically to enhance each other's effects. For example, lactobacillus strains primarily set up shop in your small intestine to support immune signaling. Meanwhile, bifidobacterium strains do all the heavy lifting down in your large intestine to prevent bloating and regulate digestion. A properly balanced supplement is going to support both of those environments. But here is the ultimate trap. 100 billion CFU generic capsule, it might only deliver a measly 4% of its live bacteria past your stomach acid. I mean, it literally doesn't matter how many billions of bacteria are in that pill if they all just die in your stomach. So you always want to look for delayed release, acid-resistant capsules, or soil-based organisms that are actually proven to survive that harsh journey to your intestines. Probiotics for mental health. Now, this is where things get really wild. This specific strain engineering is ushering in an incredibly exciting era. We're finally moving way beyond just digestion and stepping into actual biological mood regulation. While it's not some magic cure-all, consistent use of multi-strain blends over 4 to 8 weeks has been clinically shown to reduce the stress hormone cortisol and provide really meaningful support for subclinical anxiety. But keep in mind, this absolutely requires consistency. You're cultivating a garden over time here, not just flipping a light switch. We are even seeing specific named strains, like B. infantis 35624, acting as powerful anti-inflammatory agents. This specific strain has actually been observed reducing pro-inflammatory markers, like TNF-alpha. It acts almost like a biological fire extinguisher. It lowers the noise and stress signaling traveling right up that vagus nerve directly to your brain. All right, the consumer playbook. We've covered the biology, we've busted the myths, and explored the frankly mind-blowing connection to your mental health. So how do we actually apply this the next time you're standing in that supplement aisle? Never ever buy a probiotic without running through this quick checklist. Demand guaranteed CFUs at expiration, not just when it was manufactured. Insist on specifically named strains. Ensure delayed release delivery, and look for included prebiotics. Seriously, if a label just says lactobacillus without a specific code like GG attached to it, you really have no idea what you're actually getting. And remember, those good bugs need food to survive, which is exactly what those prebiotics provide. So, how will you rethink your gut health strategy starting today? The power to change your physical and mental health is quite literally sitting right there in your microbiome. Next time you're feeling totally overwhelmed by stress, ask yourself, is it just in my head or is it actually in my gut? Choose wisely, feed those microbes well, and we'll catch you in the next explainer.